Hello, friends. Welcome to The Dangerous Ones.
The shots been fired, but the war ain't won. These white boys with money better learn how to run. The wall hits your back, the blood's on your tongue. You and me, baby, with a dangerous one.
All right. Well, today's episode is stacked. As always, in news, Nick is going to be running down the biggest headlines of the week. And then we're going to have a dangerously deep discussion about the rise of the oligarchy. In culture, we're breaking down the hits, misses, and messes of the 67th Grammy Awards. And in danger, which is becoming our most popular segment, Tiffany will again be playing your calls to the People's Hotline. We want this to be a community. We want you to be involved, and you can do that by calling 503-212-4600. Again, that's 503-212-4600. It's free, and you can totally stay incognito. We also have a huge announcement during the danger segment this time, and it's extremely exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah, are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah, so stick around for that. Also, if leaving a voicemail is not your thing, you can get a hold of us by emailing shout@thedangerousones.com. That's SHOUT @thedangerousones.com, SHOUT@thedangerousones.com. Friends, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and when you do so, please select all so you get notified every time we launch a new video. That's very important. And finally, please subscribe to our new Substack, the Teal and Orange Report. It's completely free, but if you're able to chip in $6, you're going to get exclusive articles, videos, sneak peeks, and a whole lot more. Again, that's the Teal and Orange Report on Substack. And we're super excited about that.
Yes, yeah. Subscribe now.
Subscribe now. Please do. And let me introduce my co-host. I've got on my left the brilliant award-winning co-founder of 11 Films, also known as my stunningly beautiful wife and best friend. She's also the only person on earth who puts up with my shit.
It's true.
Tiffany Drastic, everybody. Yay.
Thank you, you guys.
For the record,
Settle
I
down.
put up with your shit.
Oh, you know what? That is true.
That
actually.
is true.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
true.
But do you share a kitchen?
Yeah.
Wait, now you do. Yes. Oh, no.
We do share a kitchen now. On my right, he's the executive director of Demcast USA, the guy who orchestrates the world's largest volunteer digital field team and still finds time to groom the greatest beard on this podcast ever. Give it up for Nick Knutson, everybody. Yay.
Thank you.
And I am Jim Drastic, otherwise known as the other guy on 11 Films, from 11 Films. Wow, guys, we made it.
We did it.
We made it. We're here. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
They
All
haven't
right.
canceled us yet.
I know.
You know?
We should cheers. Episode 2,
Yeah,
you guys.
cheers.
Episode tier. Episode 2. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go.
Okay.
The exciting part about last week after we launched the show, first of all, there's a lot of anxiety. When you put together a show like this, you're like, I don't know.
We were cool as cucumbers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not in here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And, we put it out and we got such a great response.
So great.
Really great.
Yeah.
Internally, I don't know if you're like me, Nick, but I'm like, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Oh, for sure.
That's completely wrong. So we got a lot of, this is going to be massaged as time goes on. We get better and better. But the one thing we definitely heard from everybody was they love the voicemails.
They do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. And the response has just been really great. You guys, I mean, everyone, when you do stuff like this, sometimes you're like, are we fucking crazy? Are we drinking the Kool-Aid? What is happening?
Right.
And then people start calling from everywhere. We've been called from Hawaii. We've got calls from some guy just called and said abroad. I don't even know where he is.
There was somebody in Canada too, right?
There was 2 people from Canada.
Nice.
A bunch from Michigan, Florida,
Texas.
everyone, people in Portland even, just everywhere. And everyone feels like us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh, good. We're all meeting in the same place.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Absolutely.
It's cathartic.
It
to
really
hear,
is.
Hear your voicemails.
It's been amazing.
really is.
And
Yeah.
Kelly from North
Ooh.
Carolina, she's going viral
She
right
broke,
now.
She broke the internet.
She's still going.
Hey, Kelly.
If you go to the Dangerous Ones TikTok account, you can see Kelly's voicemail. You can see it actually everywhere, but on TikTok, shit's starting to
Which
go
is
viral.
just like, thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, send her a
Well,
t-shirt.
I mean, it went viral because it resonated. With
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. And that's why the voicemails are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of, even all the comments, you go through all the comments on TikTok and Instagram, and everyone is like, same, me too. Thank you
Totally.
for saying it. Couldn't have said it better.
Hashtag I am Kelly.
I am Kelly.
That was a thing this week.
That was a thing
It
this week.
was.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
And it was funny, too, because we put the video out on TikTok. It got a bunch of views, got us a bunch of followers because we were brand new. We were just starting out. I think we had like 39 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
Now we're up to 4,000, which is great.
Yep.
And then Tiff was like, well, everybody's asking us to just release the audio so they can use it
in their posts.
Yeah.
And so we did. And right now it almost has the same amount of views as the video itself.
The
Yeah.
audio only version.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Right-
know, it's crazy.
Right now, it's at about
Yeah.
70,000 views, and the video has about 90-something thousand.
Well, way to go, Kelly from North Carolina, for speaking for America. Because
Yes.
clearly that resonated.
Oh,
As did
yeah.
all of our calls last week.
Yeah.
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 Mikey B from St. Louis,
Mikey
he
B
was
from
great.
St.
And then
Louis.
Anonymous from Virginia,
Virginia.
really
That was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
struck a
Yeah.
chord with everybody.
Yeah.
So that was just that was fantastic. Thank you everybody who called, and please continue to call.
Yep.
It's just been really again for me, it's like, oh my God, we're not alone.
Yep.
Mhm.
Other people feel the same way I do.
Mhm. And it makes me feel better. It makes me feel less scared. It makes me feel like, I don't know, it's hard out here.
It's hard
Yeah.
out there, man.
Yeah.
Boy, and those calls are reflecting that too.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nick, are you ready to do some news?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, let me give you a proper intro.
Okay.
Hold on a second here. Don't jump the gun on me.
Ooh.
Oh.
News, the fucking news. The fucking news starts now.
I like
Sing
this
with me
one.
now.
I like it.
Yeah.
News, the fucking news. The fucking news goes pow. The dangerous one.
Hey.
Skip a do there, man. All right, Nick, what's in the news?
On Wednesday, January 29th, a tragic mid-air collision occurred near Reagan Washington National Airport. American Airlines Flight 5342 collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk, resulting in the deaths of all 67 people aboard both aircraft. This marks the deadliest aviation disaster in the U.S. in nearly 25 years. President Trump attempted to blame both Presidents Obama and Biden for the disaster, but NBC's Peter Alexander fact-checked him in real time in the briefing room.
Cited FAA text that you read is real, but the implication that this policy is new or that it stems from efforts that began under President Biden or the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is demonstrably false. It's been on the FAA's
Who said
website.
that, you?
No, it's on the website, the FAA's website. It was there in 2013. It was there for the
Take a look.
entirety.
What I read.
It was there for the entirety of your administration
Nice and
too.
easy.
So my question is, why didn't you change the policy during your first
I
administration?
did change it.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No.
Fucking
no,
lying
no.
piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those airplane accidents last week were just
Devastating.
just terrible,
Oh my
just
God.
terrible.
Tragic.
And it was like one after another was going on.
Yeah.
Every few, it seemed like every few hours or, whatever, Tiffany was like, oh my God, there's another one, you know.
And
I know.
I will say, I think a lot of people online were like, because Trump did try and sort of cut down some of the administrative oversight of the FAA when he first came in for his second term, but in reality, that's not what caused these flights. But
Yeah.
that type of attitude toward oversight of essential services in the United States is exactly the kind of thing that is going to result over the long term in more tragic accidents like this.
And one thing I'd like to bring up is I learned because of all the news of all the accidents that were happening, there was one guy in the tower that was handling all
What
of the
the fuck?
helicopters and all of the planes. Folks, we all fly We got to be funding air traffic control. I mean, my God, how can there only be one person there in charge of the helicopters and all of the flights?
I don't, doing this job.
In Washington,
You know what
D.C.,
I mean?
for Christ's sake.
And as we'll talk about later, Elon Musk and his Doge are coming in for more cuts.
Yeah, boy.
I understand government waste and overspending. I get it. But
Sure.
I don't really think wages in the tower at the airport count as something that we should probably skimp on.
Absolutely. Increase my flight cost by $5, $10. I don't
Fine.
give a fuck. Have 3-4 guys in there, man.
Yeah.
Are you kidding with me?
Not crashing in an airplane is
It's
pretty
kind of
high on my list.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
I mean,
you know, yeah.
And then you find out just real quick, and we'll move on. But then you find out on this one plane in DC, it was a bunch of kids, younger people, ice skaters.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you just figure skaters, excuse me,
Yeah.
and it was just. It's just heartbreaking. You're just like, just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Nick, what else is in the news?
On February 1st, President Trump signed executive orders imposing substantial tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China, including a 25% tariff on most imports from Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on imports from China. Americans are bracing for the impact. Experts expect the purchasing power of the average American household to decrease by $1,000 to $2,000 as a result of the tariffs. Inflation will rise, and prices will go up for popular items such as smartphones, beer, tequila, clothing, produce, and textiles. The tariffs are increasingly unpopular with the American people.
Do not mess with my tequila, man. No. Come
textiles and produce. What do we need that for?
on. Yeah, right.
Like,
right. It's a lose-lose. What is he doing?
And just wait until the price increases actually come.
yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Nick, what else we got?
All right, for our big story and our big discussion, private citizen Elon Musk, the world's richest human with a fortune of over $400 billion, was granted access to the Department of Treasury's data systems by newly confirmed Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, whose net worth is estimated at over $500 million. Bessent was nominated, and Musk was appointed for their roles by our billionaire president, Donald Musk. I'm just kidding, Donald Trump. Concerns abound. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, now has access to America's Social Security and Medicare customer payment systems. Additionally, DOGE is not a government entity at all. It's an external advisory board being granted unprecedented access to government systems and the personal information of hundreds of millions of Americans. There is no oversight of what DOGE is doing with our information.
Clearly, I mean, yeah.
Cybersecurity experts worry about vulnerability of the data by both domestic hackers and foreign actors, including China, where Musk has significant financial ties. The access granted to DOGE likely violates several federal laws concerning the privacy of agency records and the confidentiality of taxpayer information. Congressman Jamie Raskin had some thoughts for Musk and his DOGE team.
Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department of Treasury, but you don't control the money of the American people. The United States Congress does that under Article 1 of the Constitution. And just like the president who is elected to something cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk.
So just to set up our conversation here, Trump has stacked his cabinet and administration with billionaires and multimillionaires.
Yep.
Those billionaires seem hell-bent on pillaging the government, cutting programs that help working people, and lining their own pockets. An Oxfam report recently released called Takers Not Makers projects that there will be 5 trillionaires on the planet Earth within a decade. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are among them. Welcome, everybody,
Yeah.
to the Oligarchy.
Yeah.
How much is enough?
How much?
I mean, what the fuck?
So you know how people say like, oh, the nearest star is like X amount of miles away. It's really hard to fathom that. Like,
Right.
it's hard to fathom how big the universe.
12 light years.
It might as well
What
be,
does that
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
The same thing is with $1 trillion because it's hard to fathom how much money one human being would have. right? And when you saw that photo of Elon, Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, the Google CEO, and Tim Cook all at his inauguration, they all gave $1 million.
Which is nothing to them.
And by the way, their combined worth right now is $929 billion.
Jesus.
Between 5 human beings, they have nearly $1 trillion.
What
Now,
the fuck?
this is how much money that is. You could buy every single NFL team, every single NBA team, every single MLB team, every single NHL team 3 times.
What?
And have enough money left over to buy GM, Ford, KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, and you'd still have $10 billion left over.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
Let me rephrase that. You could buy 124 professional men's sports teams 3 times. You could buy them all 3 times over. Throw in it. You still have enough money left over to buy GM, Ford, KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, and you still have $10 billion left over. You think they can't buy a president?
Right.
You think that kind of money can't buy you influence?
Right.
My God.
Yep.
One human being would have that much money. You could own every NFL team, NBA team, MLB team, and NHL team 3 times over.
Wow.
Dig on that, huh? How about that?
Oh, my God.
That's disgusting.
Good thing it's happy hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish this was not
Good
water.
Lord. I mean, it's just obscene. It's this is not a sustainable track for humanity or for this country. The inequality, the wealth inequality in this country is just, it's going overboard. And also in that Oxfam report, they talked about the fact that all of these currently billionaires, soon to be trillionaires, don't actually earn all of their money, right?
Right.
It just kind of like flows to them in various ways, either through inheritance, and as we're talking about here with the topic of the oligarchy, through corruption and cronyism. That means like access to levers of power. You know, Elon Musk has all this data.
Right.
What's he going to do with it?
Right.
He's going to help Americans? No.
Right.
I mean, come on.
And isn't like the access that he has now, isn't that a violation of our HIPAA rights? Like he if he's got his sticky little fingers on that kind of data, that's
there are serious concerns about the legality of the fact that this is like I said, like an outside group that has access to all of our personal financial information. What's going to happen?
yeah. And who are we going to tell? The
Like,
Supreme
I
Court?
mean,
And that's my point is, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
What are you going to do about it, tough guy?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my
He's already telling you to go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? He's not going to, you know what I mean? And my problem is that when we think about it, listen to your old pal Jim, okay? Everybody listen to me, because I'm serious. Okay, what are we seriously going to do about it, okay?
Right.
Are we going to put a cap on how much money somebody can have in America? Because that's not the quote-unquote American way, right? We're never going to put a fucking cap on how much money somebody can have. Go ahead.
I don't think you can cap a private citizen's ability to earn, but you could cap people's ability to have that influence their job as a senator, as a congressman, as a president. But that would require a moral compass that I don't know if anyone possesses that anymore.
Let's dig in a little bit more on some of the concerns about corruption with this administration. I mean, it's not just Elon Musk. There's a lot of people who are, who are billionaires or multimillionaires. I will say the estimate of the current administration's net worth is over $460 billion. That includes Musk, who has $400 billion. Yeah, right. But that also includes a lot of other people that add up to $60 billion.
Right.
And 16 of Trump's 25 wealthiest appointees and nominees are members of the 0.0001%.
Oh, my God.
Meaning that they are among the 813 billionaires in the United States. this is a pillaging.
Yeah, this is on another level.
These people are coming in to basically destroy the federal government, and to what extent it still exists, just leverage it for their own personal gain.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see this number that Biden's cabinet was worth only $118 million in comparison to Trump's cabinet is worth $7 billion.
Yeah, the current one. His former one was worth $3.2 billion. So his current cabinet is over double and that's just the cabinet. Like that $460 billion number was like his whole like the net worth of the whole administration,
the appointees
and all that. But just the cabinet, $7 billion.
My goodness.
It's crazy.
My goodness. So again, I go back to what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
What do we really? Yeah, go ahead.
I read this really great article by this writer. Her name is Robin Levin. She went to UC Berkeley like 100 years ago, and she's great. And she was like, how do you topple an oligarchy? There's like 4 fucking things. You got to get rid of the electoral college, because you have to put the vote back into the people's hands.
Well, that's a good one. I like that one.
You got to stop gerrymandering, which is like, okay, how do we? These are monumental you can't. You
got to start somewhere.
You got to stop voter suppression. You got to make sure all the votes are counted. You have to, and it's just like, so then it's in the hands of us then.
Right. Well, and we're up against a information scape, a media environment where people are getting gaslighted, 24/7, 365, and propaganda's everywhere. And so even if you hand that power back to the people, are they going to make a decision that is within their financial best interest?
Yes. And how do I even know what's real and what isn't out there?
Yeah. Real quick, just not to get off the subject, but when we talk about voter suppression, I've told this to Tiffany over the years, I personally think voter suppression is probably one of the most heinous things.
Yes, totally agree.
In America, I think people who purposely try to stop other people from voting should be taken out and flogged. I think that is absolutely anti-American.
Yes,
on every single level. To stop other people from voting, I think, is just absolutely one of the sickest things in America.
Well, and this Republican Congress is going to do everything that they can to pass legislation that makes it much harder for people to vote.
Yeah, and listen, and by the way, not that that's what this discussion is about, but that takes me back. That takes me back to when the first 2 years of Biden's administration, and if it wasn't for Manchin and Sinema, we could have passed the Voting Rights Act and all that stuff. I swear to God, that one thing right there screwed America for countless years to come.
Potentially generations. Yeah.
Something broke in me that day. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
There is no super easy answer to this question of what do we do about this. Ultimately, kind of as we sort of alluded to in our first episode, it's going to take working people rising up and fighting against these oligarchs and realizing that the powerful wealthy are trying to steal the wealth of all the rest of us. And how that happens, when it happens, what that looks like, I have no idea. But in my opinion, that's kind of the way out of this.
Yeah. I would say to break it even down farther, like we were talking about last episode, keep the news out here, pick your lane and then organize. Right there, what Tiff said is, okay, we need some people to get to work on the Electoral College issue, the gerrymandering issue. I know Obama was doing a ton of stuff with that, and along with Eric Holder, they were doing a lot of stuff with gerrymandering. I mean, these are we have to tackle these freaking issues one at a time. So, as you guys out there and us here on the show pick our lanes, those are some of the lanes that could really help that issue.
And I know everybody wanted to rest on their laurels. I did too. But here we are yet again. It's going to take every single one of us.
We're just going to have to rally. I mean, Citizens United
that was the other thing.
Is a massive failure of the Roberts Court. And we are not going to, Elon Musk bought the presidency.
Yeah.
And corporations are people and can give as much money to political PACs as they want. And this is just going to snowball. and get worse and worse until we come together and realize that we need to fix all these things that you're talking about.
Yeah. So, and a couple other lanes that could be filled is obviously we always have to remember every time we vote for a president, remember it's going to affect the Supreme Court,
Right.
which we will never, not ever in the history of ever get Citizens United overturned if we don't start electing, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Democratic presidents.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so they can appoint
And Congress.
Left-leaning judges.
well, for sure, but
Yeah.
still, we need the
Yeah.
president
Yes.
to, to get
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
get him in. That's and then one other last thing, and then we got to move on. Is the other thing that we used to do to help curb wealth inequality
Mhm.
was we used to tax the
Yeah.
rich by 90%
Yes.
tax rate. We need to make sure that our elected officials are very, very keen to the idea of making sure we tax the rich at a high level.
Yeah.
I want 90% back.
Yeah.
I
And
want
ju-
it back.
And just to
Me
be
too.
clear, current proposals on the table from the Republican Congress are lowering the corporate tax rate to 15 to 20%.
That's right. Yeah.
Repealing Biden's 15% corporate alternative minimum tax. They're considering what they call the Fair Tax Act, which would eliminate income tax. Hey, that sounds great, except
Oh my
it
goodness.
institutes a national sales tax, which is actually an extremely regressive tax
Yeah.
that impacts people who don't have a lot of money a lot more than people who have a lot of money.
Right.
And restructuring the earned income tax credit, eliminating deductions for student loan interest. So they're coming hard
Mm-hmm.
for working people. They don't care about us and our financial situation. They are just trying to pillage the government and get as much as they can. And so we just have to be super alert. We have to mobilize when we have a moment where we can mobilize, work together, and try and resist as much of this as possible.
That's exactly right. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Nick. That
Yeah.
was a lot of
Cool.
fun.
You're welcome,
But the
everybody.
truth is
Cool, cool, cool.
let's be honest, this isn't going to be fun for a while.
No.
Not
it's
not at all. Thank you for that. And so let's move on to culture.
CULTURE. It's about time. We got some culture in our lives. You did right.
All right. All right.
You're adorable.
So the 67th annual Grammy Awards were held Sunday night, and as expected, it was a big night for wins, shocking snubs, and plenty of drama. Hosted by Trevor Noah. It was his 5th time too.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
He did a great job. The show delivered stunning performances, historic wins, and more than a few controversial moments. A lot of people were pissed because, they win an award, they get up there and they make a political speech. Go
Right.
fuck yourself.
You know what
Too
year
bad.
it is?
Yeah. Because those artists are like, hey man, I worked my fucking ass off to win
Yeah.
this award. I'll get up there and do what I
I
want.
want fucking health care.
If I want to get there and thank my dog for 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to do.
Fuck you. You win one.
That's
Right.
You win one, And in the end, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter took home Album of the Year, making her the most awarded artist in Grammy history. And we have a little bit of audio of her winning the award.
And the Grammy goes to Cowboy Carter.
Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar dominated with Not Like Us, winning Record of the Year, Best Rap Song of the Year, an undeniable victory lap in his ongoing rap feud with Drake. Apparently, Kendrick Lamar has a feud with Drake. Guess
Yeah.
that's like a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't keep up with these feuds anymore. This is how you know you're getting older too, by the way,
Yeah.
is as the years go on, you slowly but surely know less and less of the musical artists
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
I printed out the list of all the winners, and I was like, yeah, I know. Maybe I've heard probably 40% of the names. I could only recognize in a lineup, maybe about 5 to 10% of the names.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's where we are. You were going to say something about Beyonce's speech.
I was. She said this great line. She said, genre is a cold word that keeps us in our place as artists. And I thought that was so like, it does. It's just this label that gets put on you. Like, you can't do shit, so you stand over here.
Yeah. That's a great point too. A lot of artists don't like labels. You know what I mean?
And
labels being put on.
Yeah,
there.
and just her level of success and what she has made and contributed in her art, for her to say, it still happens. It still happens up here. It still happens. Chapel Roan got up there and she was talking about how, maybe you guys, since we make you $1 gajillion, you could pitch into our healthcare. Maybe you could it's nice to see that it's just from the top to the bottom.
Yeah. One of the more controversial moments was when the Beatles won a Grammy for Best Rock Performance. And it was because they had they had created a song using AI, and the song was called Now and Then. I've heard the song, it's a fantastic song, and where John Lennon had done a little bit of piano and vocals on a cassette tape, back in 1979, 80, something like that, before he was assassinated. And they took what they had and they, dropped the piano, fixed his voice with the AI, and then created this song. Paul and Ringo did the background vocals. It's no different than what they did in the 90s when they did Free as a Bird. But they had, I think it was Jeff Lynne from ELO was doing the producing on that. And he, without AI, this is all before AI, that genius, God, he's so good.
I know.
He was able to do it with EQ and all this, like drop the acoustic guitar and all this stuff, and then he was able to isolate John Lennon's vocal. And so, but everybody's all up in arms because they used AI. I have so much to say about that, but I'm going to save that for a Substack because I'm going to make a long Substack, on the Teal and Orange Report. I'm going to talk about AI. I've been in a band for many, many years. I've recorded lots of music. I've been spit at. I've been cheered for. I've done the whole thing.
Grabbed.
And
we'll tell you that story too.
I've been grabbed when I didn't ask for it. You were there. Yeah, that was, so, I paid my dues when it comes to that. When they won the award, John Lennon's son, got up and he accepted the award. And I thought what he said at the end was really, really great. And I wanted everybody to hear this. This is Sean Lennon accepting the Beatles Grammy Award for Best Rock Performance.
He's not here.
Well, since no one's coming up to take this award, I figured I'd come and sit in. I really didn't expect to be accepting this award on behalf of my father's group, the Beatles, but it's really incredible if you think about it, man. I mean, the Beatles have done so much incredible work, and they're still in the culture, and people still listen to the music, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's the greatest band of all time, so... I think I was supposed to be here with Giles Martin, who mixed this with Paul, and he did an incredible job. I don't know, I just want to say, play the Beatles music to your kids. I feel like the world can't afford to forget about people like the Beatles. Like, we need this music in the world. We need peace and love, and we need the magic of the 60s to stay alive, So
I love that, though.
I love that so much.
Isn't that great? I mean, and he's so right. Like, if ever we needed the 1960s,
the peace and love
to come back, it's now.
Yeah. So he said the Beatles is the greatest band that ever lived. Do you think that? Who's the greatest band that ever lived to you?
I'd give it to the Beatles.
You would?
Yeah. I would give it to the Beatles.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah.
I can't either.
I mean, when you look at the Beatles and then you look at them individually and what they accomplished after the Beatles, it's Yeah, and, who are you going to say was
Right,
better, the Rolling
right.
Stones? I mean, okay, maybe,
Stones,
but
The Who.
honestly, no.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like the Rolling Stones music as much as I like the Beatles music. I like the Rolling Stones. I like the Rolling Stones. I just don't like them as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but like when you think of the freaking, okay, name me a Mick Jagger song when he was solo that was better than Imagine. That was better
All right.
than Wheels Go Round.
Right.
That was better than Wings. That was better than anything Ringo did on his own, which was fucking incredible. What George Harrison did on his own.
Yep.
It was changing,
It's like offended. I asked him his favorite band of all time. And
Question. No.
the Beatles.
But honestly, who else
Yeah.
are you going to pick? You're going to pick fucking Led Zeppelin? No.
Right.
The greatest band of all time was the Beatles,
Yes.
period.
And just the lore
Yeah.
that surrounds them
I think
alone.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I hadn't really thought about it, but
Yeah.
I can't really. There's nobody I could
Ain't
think
shit
of.
you can say.
Right?
Yeah.
Ain't shit you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all of that controversy with AI surrounding their song and them winning the Grammy because them winning the Grammy, although they used AI to finish the song, I got to tell you, I don't give a fuck.
I don't either.
I don't give
It
a
doesn't
fuck.
bother me at all.
And for all the people out there right now going like, oh, they just want to make a buck. Guess what? Everybody wants to make a fucking dollar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Welcome to Earth. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's, first of all, I don't think Paul or Ringo need a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're trying to help before they pass on to help get as much of John Lennon's music out there. And I think they're doing it in a responsible way. I'm sure there's shoeboxes full of demo tapes with John singing on stuff. And guess how many songs have really come out? Not many. Like over since he passed away, it's only been like less than 5 or something like that.
I mean,
You know
this
what I mean?
tool exists. You might as well use it to make
I think
dead
it's
art come back to life.
I think
you
it's a
know?
great song, first of all.
Yeah.
And it's a gift. Like, would you rather them not do it?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, you want that to die in a shoebox in some old lady's garage?
No.
Like,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
I know it can be used for nefarious things. I understand that. And it is
Absolutely.
infringing in the creative process. I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not going away.
Listen, and I'll just say this too, is I was just telling Tiffany on the car ride here, I said to her, I saw an ad today. This is true. I saw an ad today on a social media platform, and it was for like a little bunny rabbit, toy, right? It's a little bunny rabbit toy, and it kind of goes around and it looks around, and it's cute as fuck. And then I watched the ad, and it's maybe, I don't know, the ad's probably like 15, 20 seconds long, something like that. And then I went, wait a minute. I watched it again. And then I watched it again because the bunny rabbit was doing things that just weren't possible physically. And I'm like, because it was just something was off, right?
Like if it was a real toy, it couldn't do those
There's
things.
no way a toy could do that. It's like having your own personal Ewok. It was like, it was this cool little thing. It was like, hey, I'm here to be your friend. You know what I mean?
new Furby.
But it was like totally normal, like a human. But this rabbit was the same way. And I looked it up, and it's a complete fucking scam. The whole thing was all done by AI. They have a whole shop now. You hit the thing, it's $25. It's a scam.
Yeah.
So I reported the thing, and whatnot. So anyways, that's where AI goes off the rails and goes wrong. But for things like this and the Beatles winning a Grammy all these years later, I say more power to them.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's not going away. People have said that about the internet. They said that about CDs. They said it about cassette tapes when they took over for record. They've said it about every new innovation since the dawn of innovation. So I get it, but I just, if it can be used to bring back shit like that.
And I think it's the fact that it was an enhancement.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't a full on like.
Yeah. It wasn't like it wasn't like they made a John Lennon bot.
Right.
And created it from scratch.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't write a new
there
song
was a
without
tape.
him.
They just unearthed it.
Yeah.
Using AI technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's different.
And I don't know about you, but I would love to hear half-done songs from everyone. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Prince. Like,
Who's
I know
the guy?
he'll know.
Jeff Buckley.
Jeff
I'd love to hear some
Buckley.
Jeff
Oh,
Buckley
my
stuff.
God.
There got to be some tapes somewhere.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So the Grammys happened. It was everything you thought it was. It was a lot of fun. We saw some great performances.
It was great.
We mentioned the Rolling Stones before.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones win Best Rock Album with Hackney Diamonds.
Hey. Hey,
Hey, look,
Still doing it.
That's
Bill-
2025,
still
I
got
know.
it.
right?
I know.
30 years exactly earlier, 1995, Voodoo Lounge, best rock album.
That's a great fucking record.
Right?
That's a great
30 years,
Killing it.
right?
Hey.
I swear they're taping Mick Jagger to the mic stand at this point. They're just like, go, hello, folks, you know.
Because oh man, what is he, like 80, 77
I
or something? It's
I know.
hard, it's hard to move around in your 40s and your 50s, you know?
Yeah, Keith Richards has got to be a raisin
How is
by
he
now.
even still alive? Like,
That
the
cat-
cigarette is smoking him at this point.
Yeah. I say, grab his fucking DNA. And
Right.
let's clone that guy because that guy's living through it all.
I know.
Maybe
He not have like lung cancer or fucking I don't know.
maybe
you know?
he's AI.
I
Maybe he
guess.
is.
Yeah.
We saw.
I knew it was a sim.
Billie Eilish did really well. I'm not when I say I'm not a fan, I like Billie Eilish. I think she's great. I don't own her records.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
her music real well, but I see a lot of these people. This is how I get to know a lot of these artists is on SNL. Like if they play SNL, I'm like, oh, I know who that is, you know. And Billie Eilish was great. She did Birds of a Feather. That was really good.
Yeah.
And who was the other one we saw that we thought was really good? That kind of younger gal.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina
was,
Carpenter.
Yeah, she was great.
Mhm,
She was fantastic.
Great. Very funny, charismatic.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I like seeing performers have fun,
Yeah.
especially when like they really did up like fundraising for the LA fire. So it was there's a somber vibe in there, and to be able to just have fun for a second, I miss that about entertainment.
Yeah.
You know?
And I always wonder, like, how much do Gen Z and now coming up the Gen Alphas, how much do they even care about award shows? But apparently they must care about them to some extent because, I mean, there's a lot of younger artists winning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, one of the, go ahead.
I think they consume it on social media. I don't know if they're watching an entire broadcast.
Yeah.
Even Trevor Noah made a joke about, well, to Gen Z, commercials are these things that you can't, these ads on TikTok that you can't swipe. You know, you have to sit through, and they pay for all this shit you're watching. So
that was funny when he said
Yeah.
that's right. Anyways, the Grammy Awards, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
You
it was
know,
great.
it
Very
was a lot of fun.
entertaining, and it was great. It was great to see Bruno Mars out again
Yeah.
performing, and that was really great.
And it was nice to see LA be able to kind of bounce back a little bit.
And come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see them. And the other thing, I'll just leave with this, is they were doing commercials for local businesses.
Yeah.
Like it would always, each commercial break would start with a local business,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. That
That's
had
really
burned down and
Yeah.
then, or whatever. And it was fantastic. So
That was great to see.
if you get a chance, I'm sure it's available on YouTube, like clips and stuff like that. Check it out. Check out the Grammys. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Yeah. But now I think it's time for a little danger.
Danger O-U-S. Let's get dangerous. Danger O-U-S.
All right, Tiffany, what's going on with the People's Hotline?
Today on Danger, the People's Hotline is on fire and bringing back that radio call-in vibe.
I love it.
For Trump 2.0, because
Nice.
we're here again.
It's been so much fun. Yeah. Yeah.
And we've been blown away by the sheer number of calls coming into the hotline. Really, you guys keep bringing them in, because we're
Yeah.
thrilled to announce that is going to now be a weekly show.
Woo! Yeah. We're going to add a new show.
Yes, our flagship will continue to air on Thursdays, and now we're going to have the People's Hotline on Sundays.
That's right. That's right. And on that show, we're just going to be playing calls. And then that way we can get through a lot more of them and share a lot more of them with the folks at home.
Yes. And there's just so many. And now there's a lot coming in on certain topics. And it feels like now we need to organize them and sort of help people come together and lead people where to go, what to do. How do we organize? How do we amplify? What do we do?
Because when we started the People's Hotline, we weren't entirely sure what was going to happen.
I swear, the people who are calling these voices, this is not my mom.
Yeah.
This is Tiffany's best friend from school.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
These are like you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
incredible.
It's been overwhelming,
Yeah.
and people and understandably, people have a lot to say because fucking Trump.
Right.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
none
God,
of
you
us.
thought Trump 1.0 was bad.
That is the vibe.
Hey, Seuss, we're only in like 10, 15 days or something like that into 2.0, and it's
rough.
It's rough. It's rough. So
It's rough. As we all know, because Kelly from last week
Right.
put it so eloquently.
So
Fuck
eloquently.
this. Fuck that. Fuck this guy.
Cheeto motherfucker, you know.
Yeah, Cheeto motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's the first one we got?
This week, we are starting with Susan from Maine. She also loved Kelly's voicemail from last week, and she has some few ideas on what we could do with it.
Nice.
Yes, hi, this is Susan from Maine. I was thinking after hearing Kelly from North Carolina that we should use her message every time we call our D.C. politicians. Wake them the fuck up. Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it,
Oh.
Susan.
Will do.
Will do,
Yeah.
Susan from Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring some profanities to the
Love it.
congressional switchboard. That's a great idea.
Yeah, is this Congressman Bob? Yeah, hold on one second. Fuck you. Yeah. Now let me start with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Who else? Wait, go ahead.
So our next one is Drea from Connecticut. And she also is talking about calling in and doing things, and she has a problem with Elon.
Hi, this is Drea from Connecticut. I want to know what the fuck is going on with Elon Musk. Why can't we get him out of there? He's not an elected official. He's just a bum, a fucking bum that's trying to get in there and do all this shit to our money, steal our money. We shouldn't pay our taxes this year. Fuck him and fuck Trump. I am so sick of this shit. I'm sorry with all the F-bombs, but this is ridiculous. And why isn't anybody doing anything? This is what I don't understand. We can protest till hell freezes over, but unless somebody with authority, like a Democrat or a bunch of Republicans or something, does something, what good is it? This is what I don't understand. I've been writing Congress and senators, congressmen, everybody, to find out what the hell's going on. But this is just over the top. It's just my Social Security. I need that. I don't understand. Anyway, thank you for letting me vent. It's making me crazy this morning. I love your show, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Drea from Connecticut. You can hear the frustration.
Yeah.
But let me just say this. I think, and she's like, why isn't anybody doing anything about it? And what I would say is this is a perfect example of elections have consequences.
The founders were trying to build a government that had equal power in multiple branches of government. The problem here is that there has been way too much power concentrated into the executive branch. As Jim was saying, we, America, put Republicans in charge of the Senate and the House, and they are 100% on board with the MAGA agenda. So they are, in theory, Congress should provide a check on the presidency. They're not doing that. The Supreme Court has been stacked with ideologues, conservative ideologues. And so one thing that I know people are doing, there are lawsuits that have been filed about Musk coming in and seizing all this data from Treasury. What happens with those? We'll see, given what the status of the federal judiciary is. But we're just going to have to do what we can.
Yeah.
With the power that we have, and just make for damn sure that in 2026 we flip the House or the Senate or both, so that we have some type of real check on an out of control Trump presidency.
Yeah. And if I could just real quick, I would say one thing you can do right now, costs you no money, is go to demcast.com.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go to demcast.com/teams. Get involved. It doesn't cost any money. You don't have to have 1 million followers to make a difference. Right, Nick? I mean, you know.
I mean, public perception matters, and we can make a dent in public perception. These people do not want to piss off their base. They want to be popular. they're trying to shove as much disinformation down everybody's throats as possible to make sure that people like them enough that they can keep doing the shit that they're trying to do. And so making as much noise as we can in the places where we can make noise and letting Americans know what's actually happening in the government is one thing that we can legitimately do, whether we're in the checkout line at the grocery store or sitting on the sidelines of your kid's soccer game, whatever you're doing, you can use your social media reach to spread truthful information to Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that she called Elon a bum. She's just like, he's a bum.
He's a bum, Rock. Yeah.
So you decided to be a bum. I'll just be Jules, Vincent. No more, no less. No, Jules, you decided to be a bum.
I love it. It takes a lot to call the richest man on earth a bum.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Love it. Tip, who else we got?
So this is Bailey in Michigan, and he is talking about how, call your fucking representatives. What a great idea. And this is his experience with that.
Hi, my name is Bailey. I'm from Michigan, and I'm calling just to rant because, our government's going to the fucking Nazis, and we're just reliving Nazi Germany, and I don't know, our elected senators are doing nothing about it. And so I figured I'd call you because I couldn't leave a voicemail on any of the senators' mailboxes because guess what? They're all full because I don't know. They're too busy, fucking off on the weekends, taking their 3-day weekends and their ridiculously high pay that comes from our taxes and doing fuck all with it. Meanwhile, they've got mailboxes that are too full that aren't checked, and they've got people calling from every fucking city and every fucking state in this country trying to get it back on track, and the people we have elected are doing shit squat nothing, and we need to get to work. We need to do something. So, fuck all, man. This is not, you can't just sit by, dude, and watch Nazi Germany happen in front of your face and talk about, fucking nothing. What are we talking about? What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Anyway, that's my rant. So I hope everyone fucking loved it. And call your senators and break their phones. I don't know. Fucking do something. Because, I don't know, voicemail doesn't work, clearly. Okay, bye.
Well, I think voicemail clearly does work. Because
Bailey.
that was gold.
Bailey from Michigan.
Nice.
Love
well
that,
said,
man.
sir.
I want to be his friend, man. That guy sounds ready to kick a fucking door in.
Yeah.
Let's go, Bailey.
I know. I just love it.
You want a job, Bailey? Come on down, man.
Hey, Tiff, do we have a limit on the number of voicemails that we can get at the People's Hotline?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
There's no limit.
We do have a limit on time. It will stop you after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So just be aware of that. We're not cutting you off.
Most people get their whole messages through. A couple people, it does cut them off. But 5 minutes is plenty of time.
Unlike your extremely well-paid elected representatives, we will take your calls.
Yes.
We will take your calls.
Because he's right. They're doing fuck all out there.
Fuck all.
We're making $6 on a Substack. So that's, our line is open.
Leave your message and we'll try to play it.
But let me say this, Bailey, I want to go to war with you, brother. I mean, I love that rant. I can tell you are a true patriot. And I just really, really appreciate your voicemail. Thank you for that so much, man.
Thanks for calling. I don't even know you, but I love you.
I don't know you, but I love you. Who else we got, Tiff?
The next one is Kay she's in Tennessee by way of Alabama. And she's lovely. She has a lovely rant it's literally my inner dialogue. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so my name is Kay. And I'm from Alabama, but I currently live in Tennessee. Now listen, I spent 22 years in the Navy. I'm just so sick. Why? Just why? Like, they letting this, it's been 2 weeks. This man ain't put the goddamn ink pen down yet. Ho, is you cool? Like, I don't know who the puppet. I don't know whether Elon Musk is the puppet or I'm pretty sure Toronto Dump is the fucking puppet. But anyway, I don't want to play anymore. When are we going to lock him up? This is, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, he got me over here. I can't even fucking talk. Like, 14 days in. It's a fucking soup sandwich. And this motherfucker sitting there, he can't even, I cannot stand to hear Toronto Dump speak because he is incoherent. I really don't think he can read. Take me out of this timeline, Jesus. Just take me, just, it's too much.
Oh my God. Kay from Alabama, you have won the award for my favorite call of the week. Toronto Dump.
Toronto Dump. That's
Dump.
a thing now, for sure.
For sure.
Hashtag Toronto Dump, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love Kay from Alabama.
She got my eyes watering.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Take me out of this timeline, Jesus.
Oh my God. The
We feel
best.
We feel you.
You know, and you just hear, she can't even she can't get it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she's so fucking, that's how we all are. We can't fucking get it out.
Can't get it
Nick,
out.
we can't get it out. We can't get it out.
I
I swear
know.
to God, you know,
I know.
because we're just so, every day it's fucking a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also I wanted to say thank you for your service too, by
Yes,
the way.
thank you.
Thank you for
Kay.
the 20 plus years in the Navy. Wow, what a fantastic call.
Loved
What'd you
it.
think,
Loved it.
Tiff?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like I've listened to it multiple times and I just can't get enough of her.
Yeah.
Like I want her to call back in.
Yeah.
Tell us how you're doing.
Bring it back, Kay.
Yeah, Kay, if you, Kay, please call in again and make it a regular thing and let us know. Just keep us up to date on how you're doing out there because I love your delivery. We got time for one more. So, who is our last caller of the show?
The last caller of the show is Noah. He is a bartender in DC and he had a front row seat to inauguration night.
My name's Noah, and I bartend right outside of D.C., and during inauguration weekend, all of the locals left, so it was just Trump supporters in the bar. And the amount of people that would talk to me and say, well, let's hope that everything goes well for the next 4 years. And the fact that we literally could have guaranteed that things would have went well with a competent woman in charge is the most infuriating thing in the entire world. And it is also infuriating that you are telling these people this to their face, and it just goes right over their head that they voted for the next Hitler.
Man,
nailed it,
man. Well, and way to go, way to hang in there, Noah. I mean, that's a rough night of work,
dude. Oh my God.
Same.
Oh God. Noah, call us back and let us know how the tips were. I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
Does MAGA tip? Do you think MAGA tips? I don't know, man.
No. I would say mid.
Mid.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
probably
at a
like
chain-
12%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At like a chain restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Not to
Right.
a mom and pop. They don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not where I'm from, they don't.
But tell us, Noah.
Yeah, let us know, Noah. Yeah, call us back. Let us know if
Yeah,
they
let
tip.
us know how it's going. Now that it's been a couple weeks, let us know what's up.
Yeah, but Nick's right, man. What a rough gig. And I feel sorry that you had to take that shift, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the second episode. Woo! We've made it.
Number 2.
Yay.
Of The Dangerous Ones. It has been such a pleasure. And please stick around for our new show coming up this Sunday, we think. And where it's all going to be calls.
Just calls.
Just calls.
So excited.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.